Hi everybody, it's Danielle with Inspire Me to DIY, and today I have an amazing fall pillow cover that we're going to do. I put a picture out there earlier to see if anybody could guess what we were going to do, but this is our fall pillow. It's a little pumpkin with the word thankful on it. Really the hardest part of this whole project is figuring out what design you want to do. I went on Pinterest and just typed in fall pillow cover DIY, and there were so many to choose from. Pinterest is one of the best search engines I've ever come across for crafts and DIY and just specific things that you want. I love that platform. I bought my pillow cover because I love the color from IKEA. This is Girly, I think they pronounce that, but it was under $10. And I noticed there's a lot of stores now starting to carry pillow cover blanks, things that you can decorate yourself. I know Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and I think Joann Fabrics has them now too. I think I bought this thing almost a year ago, but I love the color. I was hoping for something more orange, but this rust-colored fall pillow cover is just perfect for this project. Now, I kind of drew this freehand, so if you can't do that and you find stuff online on Google or anything like that, like I have these oak leaves and acorns, different kinds of oak leaves. And yeah, this one is trademarked, but I'm not going to sell my project. I'm just doing it for my own home use. So all different kinds of things that you can print out and put them on your pillow. Since this pillow cover is a little darker, I was not able to do the scribble technique on the back where you take your pencil and you scribble and then you trace, because it wouldn't show up on this darker fabric. Now, I have even done designs on black fabric, and for that, you need to take white chalk. Flip your project over, really scrub sideways with that, you know, your chalk piece sideways. Scrub it all over your design. Put it down on your design, tape it in place, and then you can draw over, and it will transfer to darker fabric. Now, I did not use chalk for this one. I used a carbon paper, and I thought this stuff, it used to be everywhere, and now it's kind of hard to find. I think if you go into Amazon, you have to put in transfer paper, which is basically the same thing. I think that's more of a graphite, where this is a carbon, and being a carbon, it kind of gets messy, so you have to be careful, like if you're laying on your project or anything like that, because it will leave marks wherever you've applied pressure. So I went ahead and I already drew my design on. I don't know if you can see that okay. And we're going to paint this. Now, I was originally thinking of outlining with a Sharpie, but I think I want to do it in white paint, and I don't know if the Sharpie will distract from that. So we're just going to try it with the white paint. I used I don't even know what this is, like a duct tape brand, but it's a packaging tape, it's clear, to attach my project on here so it wouldn't slide while I was doing my carbon. I'm gonna peel that off. See how well that stuck to the fabric? I don't think regular Scotch tape would hold as well. So yeah, you can kind of see my project. I took a different font that I liked and did the words, but then the pumpkin itself I kind of drew freehand. Just a bunch of half circle type shapes. And then I did a little curly Q on the stem. But I still want to do, I think, the whole design in white. Now, I might not like the words in white and later want to do them in black, and I might go over it later. But for this project, I think I'm going to do white. Now, if you're going to paint over onto this, even if you're going to do marker, it might bleed through. So I have paper in there, my other thankful fonts that I printed off and didn't really like them. So I put that in between so my paint would not seep through. Because nothing nothing bad than when you look back and your designs clear through to the other side. All right, now I don't normally squeeze my paint out onto a plate. I think I waste more paint that way. I know it's just 50-cent acrylic paint, but you got to be frugal when you do a lot of things. I'm going to use a round number 6, and luckily I can do this upside down so you guys can actually see the design as it's coming out. I'm going to pour a little paint into my cap, and that way if I don't use all this paint, I can pour it back into the bottle. Now make sure you don't start painting over here and then lay your hand in it to paint over here. You will have it all over, and then you'll track it all over your design. Ask me how I know this. I've done it so many times. Okay, let's see how this paint looks on darker fabric. I might even have to do a couple coats to make it look right, but we'll see. Ooh. So I don't know if you've been following my progress on my front doors, but we finally got those storm doors down. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and look at some of my past posts. I had these storm doors that were here when we moved in, but they had vertical bars on them. Felt like I was in jail. So I have wanted those removed forever, and it was a much longer process than we had originally thought. So it took quite a bit of time. Finally got those things down and put them out front with a free sign, which is kind of funny. They kind of frown on that in my neighborhood, but those things left so quickly that nobody had any problem with it whatsoever. So it was nice. Somebody else is going to be able to use those storm doors, or maybe they're even going to sell them. I don't care. They're not on my house. I don't care. So it's nice it looks more open and inviting, and I can actually decorate in front of my house now. That's why I still have not decorated for fall, and it's almost Christmas, in front of my house. Ooh, I think that's going to show up pretty good, don't you? I like that. I couldn't even put a doormat in front of my doors because they scraped along the floor, the tile that I have out there, and you couldn't even put a rug out there because it would get all bunched up. So now I can shop for pretty rugs, or maybe we'll even make one. Let's see how that goes. I'm all about making things, as you know. All right. This project might go a little longer than I expected because I have to be real careful. You know, I want it to look good. But I chose a font that was super skinny lines, and so now I'm dealing with that. Although that's not so bad. I kind of like it. I went through quite a few fonts. I like to have designer fonts. And by designer, I mean, you know, not your typical fonts, things that are in style today and sort of, you know, not in the box, out of the box. But I also like free. I'm all about free fonts. So again, I go to Pinterest and put in the search bar free fonts, and hundreds show up. This is one of those. I can't remember the name of it. I wish I would have written that down for you. But you can even search fall fonts, Christmas fonts, and get specific to what you want to make. And I think this was in the fall fonts. Okay. So last week, I was just finished up my live on Facebook, and then I decided, well, I'm going to do a blog post. So I got my blog post almost done, almost to the point where I'm going to hit save, and my computer died. My brand new computer died. I ain't gonna lie, I did a little crying. That was a lot of work. So no matter what it did is it just shut off. Could not get it to come back on no matter what we did. Called customer service, and you know, they worked on the phone with us, and we tried all these different things. Nothing. So I had to send it away. Needless to say, lost the blog post. So I'll have to do that again. But I'm working on a computer, my old laptop, which I absolutely love, but it is slower than molasses. So anything I want to do just takes forever. So that is why there has been no blog post this week, especially of the design or the project that we made last Saturday, which were those really cute door hangers that say "Hello Pumpkin." And now that my storm doors are down, I get to put those up, and so I'm super excited about that. My voice even went up a little bit. Super excited. Okay. I don't know if you can hear my husband in the back room, but it sounds like he's on the phone. So if you hear a man's voice, that's what it is. When I get done here, I have a painting project outside to do. Not nearly as fun as this. And once I get that done, then all of my fall decor will be finished on the front of my home, which is just pretty much just about the time to take it all down and put up Christmas. I'm a little behind this year, but that's okay. It's not a race, right? And if you don't enjoy it, just don't do it. My husband and I like to, at Christmas time, we like to drive around and look at all the Christmas lights. But I even like to do that for fall and Halloween. And I noticed last night, for the first time, it might have been up a while, but my neighbor across the street put up his Halloween decorations, and it just looks so cool. I like any type of holiday stuff like that. I even, for Christmas, I even decorate the bathroom, y'all. I do. I'm that person. Now, I don't do the, what is it, the crocheted, looks like a Santa toilet seat cover, or lid cover. Oh, not the seat cover, the lid cover. I don't do that. But I do lights around the mirror and a little Christmas tree on the countertop, you know, little Christmas tree. I don't think there's a room in my house that doesn't have at least one Christmas tree. Well, this is not going too slow. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. That is going to be so pretty. I have a really nice outdoor bench that my son got me, oh geez, over 15 years ago. But it's still still really nice. I've taken good care of it, repainted, all that stuff. And it's an outdoor bench that I think I'm going to put this pillow on, so when you first walk up to the front door, you'll get to see that. Oh, I'm definitely doing that. I normally put a couple of pillows out on the bench, make it look cozy. It's got a back and arms to it, so it's not just a flat bench. So it looks like something that, you know, you can sit on and get comfortable. And actually I do from time to time. I like to sit out in the front of my house, watch the traffic go by, say hi to the neighbors. A lot of our neighbors walk their pets out front. And that's kind of nice. And I'm really hoping they don't do that right now, because someone, you know who, is at the front window looking out. And if he sees anything like that there, he barks crazy. I can't even say the B word, barks. Because if he hears that, then he starts in. Oh, this is so pretty. You know what? I might go back to IKEA and get a couple more of these, because I'm really thinking this with the acorns would be really pretty. Ooh. Even if you cut those acorns out of a plaid fabric and glued them on your pillow. Oh, see all these, this is what happens. I start off with something like this, and then I'm like, oh, I want to make this, I want to make that. Yeah, I have to start finding a whole bunch of friends to give my stuff to that I make, because the friends I have now are like, oh, for heaven's sakes, I don't want any more of your stuff. Now I took actually 2 different fonts and sort of merged them. If you notice that F, I put a different bottom part of the F on, and I kind of like that better. It reminded me, because that's the part I'm painting right now. But I think I think I like that better. So actually this font is a little bit of my own homemade font. I remember being a little girl, and remember the paper that you'd get, it'd have the 2 lines and then the dotted line in the middle to practice handwriting. I used to take tons of that paper and draw my own fonts, create my own stuff. I mean, even as far back as I think like the 6th grade, I was doing that. Never really used them for anything. I made posters and stuff as I was older with my own fonts, you know, for fundraisers or Spirit Week at school. I was always on the committee for making the posters. So I did a lot of those. And then I did a lot for the small town that I lived in. If they would have some fundraiser going on or something, I got hired. There wasn't really any money involved, but I got hired to make signs. And I think one of the craziest things I ever did was I had to repaint. So it was a sign that was already painted. I just had to go over it and repaint all the rules and regulations for the cemetery. It was a little creepy as a kid, standing out in the middle of the cemetery painting these signs, repainting these signs. But I did stuff all over my small town for projects to do, because even back then I was just starved for things to paint, things to do, things to create. And I guess create is a key word. If you are like that, you are definitely part of my tribe. I get, you know, everybody has a tribe that they belong to for the most part. And that is definitely my jam. Oh, guys, this is turning out so beautiful. And using acrylic paint, it is very washer dryer friendly. This stuff works really good. You can throw it in the washer, throw it in the dryer. It doesn't crack, peel off, or anything like that. And 50 cents a bottle, come on. Heck yeah. Chemicals, chemistry, paint chemistry has come such a long way since I was, you know, painting in the 6th grade. We pretty much had oil paint and tempera paint. And the tempera paint would crack after a while, and you couldn't wash it. So you'd have to use oil paint And it worked well, but it smelled terrible, and it took a good week to dry. So even the chemistry for oil colors and oil paints that they have now, so much better. Yeah, it takes a long time to dry, especially if you lay it on thick, but nothing like it used to, and the smell is just not anything like it was. Wonder how much damage we did to ourselves with all those chemicals back in the day. Back in the day. I sound like I'm 80. When I was a kid, we had to hitch up the horses to go to school. No. What do you think so far? I know it's backwards, but I think it's turning out well. Oh yeah. That is just like I want it. Now, using carbon paper, unfortunately, it doesn't wash out. Using chalk or pencil, that washes out just fine, and you don't see that at all. But carbon paper tends to stay, or carbon residue, whatever. So if you're going to use carbon, and I could have done chalk on this, it would have worked just fine. But using carbon like this, you kind of want to make sure you cover up all of your lines with your paint. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So I went to Hobby Lobby. That's always a good story when you say, once upon a time, I went to Hobby Lobby. But all of their Christmas stuff is 50% off. All of their Christmas stuff is 50% off. So I got to go and buy a Christmas tree. Now, my husband and I talked about it at length, because the Christmas tree that we have, yeah, it's still in great shape. It's at least 15 to 20 years old. It's very difficult to put up because you have to put each branch in at a time, fluff the branch, put lights on the row, put the next row of branches. And I mean, I'm talking a good day. Almost, yeah, it takes a good day to put this tree up. Now, it's only 7 foot tall. I have 10-foot ceilings, my old tree. And so I had to build a platform to put this tree up on. Just a long, long process. Once we got that done, I mean, it looked absolutely stunning. But it was so wide that most of the living room furniture was pushed now into my dining room. It just didn't work. So I got to buy a Christmas tree. And the Christmas tree that we were looking at originally was super expensive. And I know that's the original price. It wasn't just marked up so the sale looked better, because they were trying to sell it at that price way back in August when they were first putting out their Christmas stuff. And that was a lot of money. So then everything went down to 40% because the summer stuff and the beginning of fall stuff was 50% off. Well, last week, everything went 50% off, and I was praying, Lord, please don't let that tree sell out, because I really want this tree before it goes on sale 50%. So the first day of the sale, I run there. They had so many trees, it wasn't even funny. So I didn't have to really rush, but I got my tree 50% off. It's a 9-foot tree. I don't have to put it on a platform. It's pre-lit, which I hope lasts longer than a year, but it's pre-lit, and I don't have to deal with all of that stuff that we had to deal with before. And then the bonus is it's only 48 inches wide, where my other one was 6 foot wide. So now we can actually sit in the living room and enjoy the tree. I mean, how crazy is that, right? Hi, Tina. How's it going, girl? just talking about Christmas up in here. You know how I am. I know it's not even Halloween yet. But I have already started with my Christmas buying, Christmas present buying, because if you are a maker, and Tina is definitely a maker, and we like to make a lot of our Christmas presents, you have to start buying that stuff now. Otherwise, you don't have time to get it all made and talk about stress, especially if you have this vision of Christmas in your head of everybody opening up your homemade gifts, and now you don't have time to do it. Or you're up till midnight every night trying to get it done. So we like to think early, and by June, I'm already thinking of no. Before Christmas is over this year, I'm already thinking about what presents, what art I would like to make for next year. I can't lie, I am. I don't get started on it till around June, but I like to take my time, sit in front of the television, if we even have the television on, and make my stuff. I'm the happiest when my hands are busy doing something. So it's nice. So then when Christmas rolls around, I can enjoy decorating. I can enjoy going and driving around looking at Christmas lights, or going to one of those outdoor malls and watching the kids stand in line for Santa and listening to Christmas music. And here in Florida, they do these little snowfall things. It's soap bubbles, but it looks like snow. Hey, Carl. So, it's all fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy having Christmas parties here, going to Christmas parties, doing the cookie exchanges, all that fun stuff that they show on Hallmark that everybody does. I actually get to do it because my shopping, my making, all that stuff has been done for weeks, if not months. Look at that. Isn't that turning out beautiful? Do you like it? Do ya? Are you a good boy today? That's my dog. Say hi to everybody, Carl. Hi. All right, you need to lay down. Are you ready? Go lay down. Good boy. All right, finishing up my Thanksgiving pillow. Almost there. I did not think it would go this quickly, but it really is. And I really don't think I'm going to need to do another coat. I thought for sure when I first started that my paint was not going to cover. Are you back? Huh? Are you back? You need to lay down. Be a good boy. And don't bump Mama when she's painting. You know how that goes. I know. Okay, so for Christmas cards this year, my husband and I usually have photos taken somewhere at the beach, or somewhere Florida-esque, Florida-esque, something like that. But we have not done that yet this year, so I have no idea what we're going to do. Usually I have my cards all sent out December 1st, but I make them up in November. So I still have time, but I like them to be all about the cat, the dog, John, and I. Or maybe something we did this year, someplace we went that was fun. Oh, that looks good. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. Usually I like to do one before I turn on the video, just in case I have something that doesn't work out all the way. Because lordy, I have messed up on camera a lot. Okay. I have to look back at my one that I did Yep, the T is touching the H. I didn't want to not do it like my drawing. Oh, there we go. So I can't wait to get my brand new Christmas tree out of the box. I'm going to take my old tree. I was going to take it apart and make a bunch of wreaths and Christmas decorations out of them. But I kind of hate to tear it apart. It is such a nice tree. It is very, very labor intensive, but it is a nice tree. And I think if I donate it, either to Goodwill or to a local charity that takes items like that, Salvation Army, stuff like that, I think somebody would get a lot of enjoyment out of it. And who knows, somebody like me might buy it there and cut it apart and make a bunch of wreaths. So, but I will feel better knowing that I donated it to somebody that's going to use it, because it sure has seen a lot of Christmases here with my family. And I don't know, maybe I'm just sentimental. This is getting prettier and prettier. I did not think it would be this stunning. I was thinking about what color to do this in, and in the picture that I saw on Pinterest, it was a similar design. They had done it in white, but their pillow was a lot more orange. So I wasn't sure how it would look on here, but I do like this a ton. It looks elegant, if I can use that word. It looks more upscale. That's the word I was going for. More upscale than a homemade pillow. It doesn't look homemade, so to speak. Although a lot of homemade stuff is simply gorgeous. All right. I have a little glass of water here to clean off my brush. I'm just going to leave it soak in there for a bit. Take a coffee break. So the pillow that I'm going to put inside this also came from IKEA, but I can't remember the name of, they're all Swedish, Scandinavian names, so I don't remember. I wouldn't know how to pronounce it anyways. But the pillow insert that goes in here is also from IKEA, and it's feather, but it's like dirt cheap. I just saw a spot that I missed. It's dirt cheap, like under $5 for a 20 by 20 feather pillow. You cannot get that anywhere else for that. Of course, it's in a spot I don't want to put my hand. Okay, I think I covered up all of my carbon paper lines. Oh, I like it. I like it. Now, when this dries, I'll put the pillow in there and put it outside, because I'm going to take pictures today of my outside now that I've gotten my doors off, and I'm super excited. So what do you guys think? Did this turn out great? I love this. If this is something you really want to try, I love the curly cues. Oh my gosh. Save this to your page. Share it with your friends if you really like this, or if it's something you think you and your girlfriends would like to sit down and make together. It is, for the pillow and the pillow insert, under $20, and I don't think you could buy this for that. I hope you like this project. Please follow at the top of this video. You'll see the little follow. Is it over here on this side? You'll see the little, no, I think it's over here. You'll see the little follow button. Hit that, and I hope you enjoy this and have a great Saturday. And if I get my computer back in time, we are going to do a blog post on this. So enjoy your day and go out there and have some fall fun. Talk to you next Saturday. Thank you. Bye.